quick bell test. There we go. All right, we're in tune. We're in tune. Yes, it's the time a lot of you have been waiting for. The worst game or games of 2017. This may be a long video, guys. You see, 2017 wasn't a great year for gaming. It was compared to 2016, but it wasn't this great fabled year of gaming that I've heard people say it was. There were some really bad games this year. I don't think there was the level of badness in the indie market that there was last year. You know, you're looking at last year's indie games, the bad ones, and they were just absolute tripe. This year we've had a better standard of indie bad games, if you know what I mean. But I think the AAA games this year have been way worse. We've had the Star Wars Battlefront 2. Let's talk about that first. The Star Wars Battlefront 2 disaster, the biggest PR disaster ever from Electronic Arts, where they added pay-to-win loot crates into the games. And this has set a precedent for other games. Other games have done it, but they may be a bit more shy now. We've got a lot of games that have put this in. I mean, Assassin's Creed Origins have got their crate system in that they've had in that helps people who don't have time to play. Fuck off, what an excuse. It's bullshit. There's no place for it. Destiny 2 have it. Indie games are starting to put it in. Escape from Tarkov, you know about all the huge rant and row I had with their fanboys, you know. Even though they're totally wrong, you can pay for advantages in that game, which is pay to win. You know, you can get a sniper rifle, which is a very good gun, and you can't get that unless you pay $100, because the only other way to get it is to buy it from a trader, and you can't trade with the traders till you level it up, so you get a huge advantage by having that. You can get this backpack as well, that's the best backpack in the game, the Tri-Zip, which takes ages to grind. And you can buy that from the off, you know. I know you lose them if you die, but you still get them. Still an advantage. So, you know, this is what happens. This is why it's bad for gaming. When you offer real money for in-game advantages, that's what pay to win is all about. And it should never be allowed. It should never be allowed. And it should be frowned upon on all fronts by all gamers. Because if we don't frown upon it, it will become mainstream, and that's what Electronic Arts tried to do this year, and luckily we stopped them. We stopped them dead, and we have to keep this going in 2018. Anyway, let's look at these really bad games. The first one I want to talk about is Fiat X Teller. What a pile of shite. That was on the PlayStation 4. It was just a spam-festing, button-mashing wank fest. That's all it was. Awful game. I can't believe people thought this was great. Here's a clip. I actually thought that this was a fighting game because the screenshots make it look like that's what it is. And that's why I accepted the copy that I was offered from the developer. And I got a bit of a shock when I realised that it's not actually a fighting game. It's just a giant sack of shit. The combat is about as much fun as having your balls tightened in a hot molten vice. It is so easy, this game. The combat is so dumbed down. I'll tell you how bad it is. I was actually looking out the window watching the birds feeding whilst I was clearing a zone in one of the levels. It didn't matter which way I was facing. I just, you know, randomly twisted the thumbstick and spammed the button. There's two buttons, guys. Your attacks are controlled by two buttons. Two buttons. You know, square, 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 triangle, square, triangle, 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 square, triangle, triangle, square, 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 triangle. Next up we have Resident Evil 7, guys. Resident Evil 7. Trying to be a scary game, but it was just, oh my goodness. It was shite. Absolute shite. When you compare it to the greats like Amnesia, Outlast, this was just, you know, I think I said in my review how Resident Evil was kind of the starting point of all things horror. That and Silent Hill, and back then they were really good games, you know, for the time. Now this is just shite. Here's a clip. The voices of the rednecks is good. Am I allowed to say rednecks? Is that like a Is that, I don't know, am I? Yeah, I'm sure people in the comments. I mean, I'm sure you can say rednecks. I hear it all the time on TV, so I'm assuming that's the political correct people haven't. I'll not say it anymore, just in case you're not supposed to say rednecks. But anyway, the sound of the rednecks in the game is great. They do sound just like rednecks, and it's really good. You get captured by rednecks, and they shout and scream, "Yeah, Billy boy, Billy boy, Billy boy." Redneck language. That was my rednecks. So yeah, there's rednecks in the game. Oh shit, I'm not supposed to say rednecks. I'll not say rednecks anymore. Right. So you're captured by rednecks. There was another time when the mother jumped out on me from a place which was actually physically impossible for her to have been, because I'd just seen her walk around a corner in the opposite direction with a lamp, and there was no way from there to where she jumped out on me. There was another place where again, the same guy jumps out on me. You get the idea. There was about another 3. One in the sewerage place, one in the bedroom, and one in the bathroom. He literally couldn't have been there, but he was there. And this is happening all through the game. And for me, that ruins the game, because I'm like, right, I'm safe here. There's nobody behind me. Nobody could be behind me, so I can do this. And then, bleh, you know, and it's like bullshit. And every time you do something and get a piece of significant part of the puzzle, you know you're going to get punished. So you find something and you go, oh, there it is, I've been looking for that. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you got Sniper Elite 4. My bloody oath. Sniper Elite 4, guys. The AI in that was just dreadful. The whole way you could just hide in the grass. It was a bit like Horizon Zero Dawn. You know, you could just sit there in the grass and the enemy would be right in front of you and he wouldn't see you. He wouldn't see you. It was just fucking awful. Awful game. Here's a clip. And what happens when they do get alerted to your presence is some stage hypnosis guy comes on and hypnotizes them all. And a little red outline of you appears on the map next to you. You can even see it yourself. Great for immersion. And what that means is they think you're there, because that was where you were last spotted, and they all go, he is there, he is there, he is there. Even though they've just watched me walk away, they'll go, he is there, 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 he is there. And they'll all converge where you aren't. They'll even shoot. They'll shoot. They can't see you. You're not even there. You're f***ed off. You're having a sandwich at the top of the hill, and they're just shooting this red outline of where you are. He is there, he is there. And they'll all come up to that point. Obviously, you've set a big ambush for them, and as they come up there, you just mow them down. You know, when you go through school, you start off in preschool. And what do you do in preschool? You get a big fucking crayon and you scribble a big circle, and this stupid little woman will come up and you go, "Ooh, Johnny, that's nice. What is it?" "It's your fanny, miss." No, don't say that. That is Sniper Elite 4. That is the level of what you're going to do as an experienced gamer in this. Oh, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Oh, but it's fun, Mac. Come on. It's fun. It's fun, yeah. £40 for 8 missions. Each mission about an hour. 8 hours. You can do them co-op, and then there's 12 multiplayer maps where you can snipe each other. You know, when you're playing a multiplayer game, you hate it when there's fucking snipers in it. Why would I want to go in a game where there's 12 of the co-op in this, co-op in this, co-op in this? It's easy enough by yourself. I don't need some other fucker killing half the people for us. While we're talking about shooters, let's look at Destiny 2. Another loot crate fest of a pile of wank. It was just awful, this game. I can't believe people wanked over this on the, what is it, the Xbox? Or was it the PlayStation? No, the PlayStation, sorry. Oh my, what the f? No wonder console gamers think games is fucking great nowadays when they're fed wank like this. It's absolutely tripe. Here's a clip of some of the worst bits of Destiny 2. All the way through, I think I'm at the last quest of the campaign, and then I lost the will to live, to be honest. I just couldn't. I've done about 10 hours and I'm almost pretty much finished the campaign now. They're just firing away these dumb fucking AI, and then I just hide behind a rock for what, 5 seconds, health, fully charged again. Murder them, run round, kill them all again. It's about as challenging as having a piss. It brings a whole new meaning to trash mobs. You can't die. You literally can't. The only way you'll die in this game is if if the mission turns around and says you need a power level, and I'll come to power levels in a second, a power level of 100 and you have like a power level of 50, then you'll probably die because you're going to be facing enemies that are way too powerful for you. There's vendors everywhere that'll just happily sell you more fucking loot as well. There's stuff to hand in to get your rep up to get even better loot, and it's just a giant loot fest. And if that's not enough, there's some nice crates as well that you can buy with IRL cash to give you your shaders. I covered this in a video, I'm not going to cover it again, but it's disgusting loot, kind of randomized, give us your fucking money. Here's another bad one. Here's another bad one, guys. Another game that I'd never played before, Mass Effect Andromeda. My bloody oath, guys. This game was shite. Absolute. The voice acting in this, the facial expressions in this, the gunplay was like fucking whack-a-mole. Every single battle that I did in this game is fucking whack-a-mole from behind a barricade. That's exactly the combat. You just press the button, let go of the button. Press the button, let go of the button. And do you know what? You can see where they are. As soon as you point your crosshair in the general direction of an enemy, you see their tag pop up, and you can see when they're walking along behind the barricade. You know exactly when they're going to pop up, and you just wait till they pop up. Oh, popped up, whack-a-mole, dead. It's fucking atrocious. And do you know what makes it even worse than atrocious, guys? The aiming is absolutely, it's like hideous. When you press the aim down sights button, it's like your mouse becomes a wobbly jelly. I detected an anomaly. Okay, have you? Okay, press the mouse, scanned. There you go. No anomaly, no arrows, no nothing. Nothing. Okay. Alright, go to the next planet. Okay. Leave. 20-second cutscene as it zooms out and zooms around. Oh, which planet do you want to go to now? That one there. Okay, 20-second cutscene as I zoom in and go around in 20 seconds. 20 seconds. There you are at the planet. No anomalies. Okay, want to leave the planet? Yeah, leave the planet. 20-second cutscene as it turns around. Zooms around. And then you go to all of them. There's all these planets, guys, and each one of them has a fucking cutscene to get there and a cutscene to get out. And do you know what? When you eventually get to actually finding an anomaly, do you know what you do, guys? Do you know what you do? Do you know what the whole thing is for? You click a button and it says, there you go, 250 XP or 50 Milky Way bonuses. Zoom out, 20-second cutscene. Call of Duty raised its ugly old face again as well, didn't it? Call of Duty World War II. Oh, let's go back to its roots. Go back. No, you didn't go back to its roots. You just introduced more fucking loot crates. You just introduced the same old fucking little circular tiny maps with people spawning all over the fucking place. You made another pile of shit. Oh, let's ban the swastika as well. Blech. The only difference between this version and the Medal of Honor version is in this version you come in the landing craft with a cutscene the same as you do in Medal of Honor, but then the front goes down and you're not on your own, you're still in a fucking cutscene. I'm standing here, well, sitting here thinking, right, the front's gone down, I want to charge out of this landing craft or jump over the side. No, you're not allowed, guys. The game wants to do that for you, so the game throws you out of the landing craft over the side. You don't get to do any of that. You then get control of yourself right next to the landing craft, and it's like, get to the shingle, get to the shingle. So I start running and running. There's machine gun fire. It all looks very spectacular. I get 10 feet, and then the computer says, right, that's your lot. You've played the game now. Give us it back because we want to show you. We want to show you all these people burning alive as they come out of this landing craft. You see, we don't want you to play the game. We want to show you this because it's a movie, isn't it? You're not playing a fucking game. You're watching a movie. It's called the Call of Duty World War II fucking movie. So you watch all these movie things and I say, right, can I have it back yet? No, because there's a man there with no arms. We want you to see that as well. So we'll throw you to the ground in his face. Look at him. He's got no fucking arms. Look, no fucking arms. Yeah. Look, I'm not watching a fucking movie. Can I have control, please? Go on then, you can have it for a little while, but I want to back mine because we've got some really cool stuff to show you further along, and that's the game all the way through. All the way through, guys, this game constantly interrupts your gameplay by taking it off you so that you can fucking see stuff that the developers want you to see. It's the most unimmersive pile of shit that I've ever played. And do you know something? What makes it even worse? Do you know what makes it even fucking worse than that? Is the characters in this game are cringe-worthingly horrible.
Welcome to the bloody first. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
They are the most contrived, fucking stereotypical, yeehaw, hoorah, Yankee cunts you've ever met in your life. Totally unrealistic people. These people only exist in bad films, guys. Really fucking bad films. Now, guys, it's time to reveal the worst game of the year, in my opinion. A game that cost the earth and delivered fuck all. I'm going to give you a little clue to see if you can guess what it is.
It's a great game. But, alright, all set aside, I'm a YouTube creator.
Oh, God. But isn't that just it? You know, great game, great game. You know, these are the people, guys. These are the YouTube personalities. It's a great game, great. Did you even play the fucking game? Or were you just too busy getting your fucking check? You know, how can anybody think that Need for Speed Payback was a good game? It was fucking rancid in every single fucking department. It didn't even have a cockpit view, for fuck's sake. Doesn't even support a steering fucking wheel. What the fuck? So, no wheel support, no cockpit view. What is it then? I'll tell you what it is. It's a cutscene driven, consoleized pile of shit. That's what this is. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's a great game.
It doesn't need a story, yet Need for Speed spend all this fucking money on these awful actors with awful characters with awful millennial shitty script.
I'm just getting started, right? Touch my skills.
The driving's awful. It's so dumbed down. You can drift by just wiping your face all over your controller and you'll drift around a corner. It's so easy. Everything's easy in this game. It's just awful. It's a grindy, horrible, shitty story with shitty characters, with shitty mechanics, with shitty checkpoints, with shitty police, in shitty situations where you don't even do anything that's remotely fun. It's fucking boring, fucking awful. It's a fucking disgrace to the series of Need for Speed. Well, to be honest, so was the last. It needs to die. Kill it. Just kill it, will you? Just kill fucking Need for Speed because it's just a joke.
Yeah, it's a great game. But, alright, all set aside, I'm a YouTube creator.
So there you go, guys, that's the end of 2017. It wasn't a great year for gaming, especially on the AAA front. There was a lot of potential, but a lot of them failed to deliver for one simple reason: greed. Loot boxes, greed. That's what 2017 will be remembered by. Let's hope 2018 is a lot better, but I have a feeling they're going to try it again, and we need to be there to stop it. And finally, guys, I want to thank all my patrons, all my PayPal donators. Without you guys, I wouldn't even be able to do this. So everybody should give you guys a big round of applause. You've just pulled this channel out of the abyss, really, and allowed me to do what I do. And long may it continue, and I'll be seeing you next year. And if the games don't get any better, I'll introduce a fourth fucking bell.